All right, class. So we are going to continue our lesson. Introducing exponents is our next task. So what we want to do is we want to go through each of these items here. The bottom part here is the quiz, the cool down. So I won't be covering that. That you'll be working on your own and filling in the answers in the green boxes. But for the top part here, this should help you for the quiz. So we want to include the correct units of measure as well as part of each answer. Okay, so number one says a square has a side length of 10 centimeters. Use an exponent to express its area. Well, we know that if it's a square, we know that all of its sides are the same length, right? So the formula for area, we know that's going to be base times height. And we know that since it's a square, it's going to be 10 times 10. Okay, so we can think about that. We can say, all right, it's 10 times 10, but it asks us to use an exponent to express that. So what we need to do, I'm going to use the little drawing tool here. And 10 times 10, if you look here, they're multiplying times each other, and there's two of them. So we would call that 10 to the power of 2, or 10 squared. All right. For number 2, it says the area of a square is 7 squared. So what is its side length? Well, let's look back to what we had up here. We had 10 squared, right? That was 10 times 10. So 7 squared, that's going to be 7 times 7. 7 times 7. It's a square. The sides have to be the same. So 7 times 7 is what you would do to get the area. And so the side length, just as it was 10 in this case, the side length is going to be 7 here. So the side length has to be 7. All right, let's look at number 3. The area of a square is 81 meters squared. Use an exponent to express this area. Well, I mean, there's an exponent there, but what they're getting at is this 81. Think back to where the 81 would have come from. How did we get 81 if we were getting the area of a square? Well, we know it's the base times the height, and we know those are the same because it's a square. So we've got to think what number, if you multiply it times itself, gives you 81. And so this is where knowing your multiplication tables will help you out a lot. You should know that 9 times 9, that equals 81. Okay, so 9 times 9, we can just describe that as 9 to the power of 2. 1, 2, 2 nines, so 9 to the power of 2. All right, for number 4, it says a cube has edge length 5 inches. Use an exponent to express its volume. Okay, so volume's a key word here. Well, how do we find the volume? Is it base times height? No. Volume involves 3 measurements that we have to multiply. Length times width times height, right? Okay, so, but because it's a cube, we know that those are all the same. So they have to all be 5. So length times width times height, that's really going to be 5 times 5 times 5. And if we use an exponent to express this, we're not going to actually do the multiplication here. It would be 125. We're going to write it with an actual exponent. So this is going to be 5 to the power of 1, 2, 3. So 5 to the power of 3. All right. And then for number 5, it says the volume of a cube is 6 cubed centimeters cubed. What is its edge length? Well, the edges of a cube have to all be the same. They have to all be 6, right? So like up here, we did 5 times 5 times 5, and that was really 5 to the power of 3. Well, here they're writing it in this form. They're writing it with the exponent. So we want to go back the opposite direction and see what would the edge length be, and it would have to be 6. Right? So we can just say it's 6. Okay. And for number 6, a cube has edge length of s units. Use an exponent to write an expression for its volume. So once again, s, well, we don't know what s is, so we just have to leave it as s. Okay, just have to leave it as S, but our volume, we know it's going to be length times width times height again, and because it's a cube, it's all going to be the same. It's all going to be S, so it's going to be S times S times S. So that's going to be S to the power of 3. All right, good luck on the quiz.